Well,
It's good to hear. So I just finished downloading the matches you sent me. I'm just pulling them up. So welcome to your first session. I hope you are excited to be here. Are you excited to be here? You can lie. It is okay to lie here.
I'm
That's a joke.
nervous, anxious, excited.
Why are you
Uh,
nervous?
'Cause I think that I have a tendency to encounter new things in Melee and think it's going to be the silver bullet that's going to automatically turn me into a top 100 player. And obviously, things like that don't really exist. And so sometimes when I come across something new, something I realize, I do more analysis, I get really excited that it's going to transform me, and then it doesn't, and then I get bummed. So that's on me for setting false expectations. But
Oh
I'm
my
nervous
god, you
that
sound like me.
yeah, I'm nervous that this isn't going to transform me in the way I'm thinking, but I think I will get plenty of a return. I don't think it's going to automatically make me Mango, but I'm not trying to be Mango. I'm just trying to be ranked in my region.
Well, I mean, like again, I'm happy to help you with that goal. I think that there's a lot of value in working together. The one constant, like I've been around since the Bronze Age, the end of
Right.
the Bronze Age, all the way to Slippy, and the one constant that I've seen is that this game really is better when you do it like with friends or like with other like when you have other sources of like another set of eyes, somebody with a different
Yeah.
perspective, because it's a really deep game. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So with that in mind, I see that we have versus a Luigi, we have versus a Marth, versus a Fox, the same Fox twice. Where do you want to
Yep.
be? Like, where do you want to begin, and what are you looking to get out of today?
I feel like I have a couple problems that are maybe separate, and I think just kind of breaking down like what those are, and then we can kind of just pick whichever of them to start with. But I think the biggest one that's most important. I don't know how easy it is to address. It's just like nerves. I feel
Okay.
like I've tried to read a lot about it. I think that I've picked up a lot of this literature from like competitive poker about how to like really try to look at things objectively. And when you
Mm,
kind of have worked through all of that in detail, you can kind of create these little shortcuts so that when you're in a match, you can kind of remind yourself of like, this is the way things are. Like, let's try to get back to what actually matters. So I've
that'll
been trying to work on that, but I still get really flustered anytime it's a match that like matters, quote unquote. So like if it's a player better than me and I'm actually doing well,
do
is
you
like
play
one of the most
ranked?
common times. I do play ranked.
Do you find it ever happens there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when it comes up, you said you've done a lot of reading on this. What are the steps that you take?
I think just trying to find uh concrete things that I can build my game around where it's like, okay, I know that this fox has been using a lot of nair and neutral. So like no matter what, if I'm at low percent, crouch cancel is going to be at least fairly effective against that, right? So I can focus on kind of like these are concrete things that I can do, or I will kind of change my objective to like I don't care about winning this match anymore. I just want to hit my tech chases. And as long as I focus on hitting the tech chases, win, lose, or draw, like I can be happy walking away from this set. And then that makes it not hurt as bad if I lose, but most of the time I just end up tech chasing better, which leads to me winning.
Yeah. So here I think that I think that I like to use pictures a lot. So
Okay.
here's the thing. I think that there you have a lot of good advice, but there's one thing that I'm noticing isn't there. I think that like when we're in a state of like anxiety, dread, when we're nervous, when we're frustrated, the problem is our emotions have gone up a lot. Like we're like very very activated. We're no longer our nervous system is no longer regulated. We are
Yeah.
we're operating with a distorted view because we're coming at this from a like a survival like we're looking at this like it's a survival problem, but it isn't.
Yeah.
So I think that here and then like what that does is it makes us do this.
Hmm.
We don't want that to be us. We want to get back to here. So we need to get rid of these, and I think these emotions, and I think that then once we do that, the logic stuff that you like, the reason your game state, like look at what you have, I think all of that's very effective. But I think if we're doing it like this, if we're coming at it when we're like this, it's not going to go the way we want it to, because we're in a distorted state. We need to like find a way to achieve clarity first. So it's not that I think your process is bad, I just think it's missing a step.
Yeah.
So I guess my question here is, emotions are tricky for, like, dealing with the feelings that arise from matches is hard. How do you usually handle them? Like when let's say you're fighting an ice climbers and you get wobbled or like handoffed or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like somebody who's like below you on the ranking. It's like some person, like it's somebody who is also gunning for PR, but like they're not as good as you. But like, it's a tough matchup, and this means something. Like, what do you think you feel in that moment?
I think
happy?
When I am no.
Okay, so what? Like, if not happy, then what?
It's kind of just like gearing myself up to like attack back. I think that it's kind of like that revenge tilt of like, okay, they got me here, but like I have another stock, and like I just need to ball out this next stock, right? And you kind of get more anxious and more like you get more energy and kind of more rage that you can kind of channel for that next stock. And very rarely that actually ends up working out for the better, I've found, but most of the time, like you just kind of end up playing more desperate.
Yeah. It's like a fear response and an anger response, right? Like kind of like the two of those mixed. Yeah. I mean, I've been wobbled like by the best of them, so I absolutely know what this feeling is. Like, it's just, well, or at least I know what it is for me. Like when God, every time Nintendo got his grubby hands on me, I was just like, oh God, kill me. But it's just like, we don't talk like that anymore. But like, it's frustrating. It really is frustrating. So I think that what we need here is we need a way of like dispelling this and getting rid of that, so that we can then like play like this again. That's like creepy, but like you get the idea.
You get the idea.
Yeah. So I guess the question I'd have is, how good are you in other areas of your life are you at regulating your emotions? Like, Melee, I never know Melee players' ages. Like, we're all over the place.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Do you have a job?
Ooh, no, not right now. I'm mid-20s and I have no job. I had a job and then I left job and now I'm at home.
Okay, but like but at your job, did you ever have to like hold your tongue, manage your emotions, like process, like yeah? What did you work in?
I was a software engineer, like 99% of the community.
Damn, like people like me in service, like we're rare. I should have assumed. Okay, but like still, like when you're talking with your boss, you have to like there's moments where you're like, okay, I definitely can't fumble this. Like I have to just kind of like bite my tongue. Yes. Like even though that this coworker's an idiot, like I have to just kind of like suck it up and like, we'll regroup, we'll bounce back, and okay, perfect. So when that happens, what do you usually do? What's your process? Walk me through your process.
I think a lot of it is that I can just kind of dispel. Like, this is going to go one of two ways. Either they're correct, and, like, whatever, we're going to go with what they say, or they're wrong, and that's not on me. Because I knew what the correct thing was to do. I advocated a certain amount for myself, and if they're still not going to listen to me, and they're still going to do the wrong thing, like, that's just on them. And I think that,
you take some pressure off of yourself, I notice.
Yeah, which you can't really do in Melee, because it's just you.
Why not?
It's just you. You have no team. You can't, like, blame other people. It's just yourself.
But, like, there is another player. There is another person. It's the opponent. Like, we don't control their moves, and they can make... Like, nobody has the monopoly on the winning moves. It's not like we can turn this into solitaire. There's always going to be a certain degree of uncertainty, so we have to embrace that. We have to confront that when we enter the ring, because everyone who enters the ring has the right to win.
Right.
Not just us.
Because otherwise there's no point in playing if the better player always wins and the worst player always loses. Like, why have a tournament?
Yeah, like, do you know who actually wins a game of Smash Brothers? Is it the best player?
The commentator in me wants to say the player who wants it more, but I don't think that's correct.
No, it's the player whose moves lined up better with their opponents. Because ultimately that's just how it is. No, like, it's just what moves did they make and whose moves were successful because of the moves their opponent made in tandem with theirs. It's just how did the interactions go, and we don't decide that, the game does.
Right.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of it like that?
Yeah, and I think that I've also kind of, if you have two people play and one of them wins, like they just happened to hit the buttons better on that day, and I think that, your good players are still going to lose sometimes, and bad players are still going to win sometimes.
Thank God. Because, we had the metagame. We had a metagame where, only the best player won every time. And let me assure you, nobody liked seeing Armada in Grand.
I didn't mind him over H-Box. That was a truly dark time.
You know what? Another great example. I remember they started busting out Young Link and shit on each other, and it was just like, oh my god, why are we at 2 hours? And it's just like, I actually like that set. I'm not even gonna front. I think that that's such a good set of such a good example of high level tactics and macro game abuse, and just clearing someone with a macro game. But Hungrybox actually adapted well, in between the winners set. But anyway, I digress. Point is, I think that we like to sometimes think we're more in control. Tell me if this resonates. I think we sometimes like to think we're more in control of the outcome than we actually are.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Do you think that that's something that you can practice letting go of? Because we don't control the outcome of the game. It is ultimately, this is a 2-player game, so we only ever have some of the say. Maybe most of the say at times, but ultimately we don't have all of it. So we can't. Otherwise this game doesn't work. It wouldn't be fun.
Right.
Yeah. And it takes some of the pressure off you too, because it's if I'm right, I'm right. It's kind of going back to your work example. It's if I didn't know something, cool, then that's on me. But if I got it right, then then we cooking.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if we can apply it at work, why can't we apply it here?
I think because I just expect myself to know more about things. I think that...
knowledge
I don't know.
Knowledge is useful.
I've had a lot of... Huh?
Knowledge is useful.
Yeah, but I think I go into a lot of these matches expecting to be better, expecting to know more, and kind of expecting things to kind of go more my way more often than maybe they actually will.
Yeah. So what match here would best reflect that, and how would have the best examples of things not going your way and us needing to maybe adapt or find ways to adapt?
the Marth, because that's a Marth that I usually trounce, and if I'm ever playing half decently, I will trounce him. But it's someone I have a history with, so I think that as soon as I kind of see that it's him, I kind of think okay, this guy's worse than me. Let me just fish for really low level cheese, right? I pretty much will spam holding down worse, and then just running in and grab over and over again. Yeah,
playing worse. That's always the best strategy.
Against a player who's worse than you, yes, exactly.
Don't do the good things. You don't need them. Yeah. Okay, so talk me through talk me through your game plan here. So what's, and also temperature check. How are you finding this is going so far?
It's fine.
Okay.
I think, yeah, we'll say fine.
Okay. Sounds good. So talk to me about how you died here, because I feel this is definitely not according to the plan.
Yes.
In fact, I feel we're getting hit a lot, and we're not really taking much advantage.
Exactly. I think that I have one thing in my mind that I want, and I will do it at all costs, which is crouch cancel a move and get a grab off it. And if you watch, I kind of just go for this over and over and over again.
Okay. And so is this tactic unbeatable against this level of player?
Certainly not.
Okay, so why are we doing it? Why are we so I'm not saying that it's bad, but why are we so invested in it? When you say you have history, what do you mean by that? Did you talk
it's
shit?
A comparison thing. I think that there's more on the line for me, because in my head, this person is worse than me and I shouldn't lose to them. And if I do lose to them, it's worse than just losing to a random no-name player online. So there's more on the line for me.
Why? It's
ego. I don't know.
No, ego. I think ego is right. I think you think you're hot shit, and you do look pretty good, but I mean I don't know. I don't know of anyone who's like so good that like Marth can't beat them.
Yeah.
You know?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not really at that level yet anyway, so there's probably plenty of Marth that can still beat me.
You know what? I have something I think I might want you to try. So, like, how do you feel about doing a game of Unranked for me?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, so I'll tell you the rules. So, here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at your percent, not their percent, your percent, while you're, like, in the match. And I want you to tell me what the move they want to hit most is. So, like, this is a hypothesis. The goal is not to be right. I'll build more on that later. But, like, so at, like, 87, what does Marth want?
I don't think too much combos. I think he wants, like, a fair where he's already drifting into you, and maybe you can connect off that, or maybe, like, a forward throw into something. I actually don't know off the top of my head. I feel like I should
What about F Smash? I feel like F Smash makes a lot of sense, because we're past combo percent.
Yes. In neutral is interesting, but yeah.
Why not? It's like America's favorite It's like
it is
overshoot. Like it's like Zane's favorite overshoot. Like, what do you mean? Like, in neutral, it's interesting. It's really good.
Okay.
Like, it's so good. It's an anti-air. It's an overshoot. It makes julienne fries. Like, why not? Like,
that's fair.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that he's always gonna go for it, but like he is definitely look.
Yeah, there I knew it was coming too, and I just panicked.
Yeah, because you didn't like Omst attack, nor did you survival DI.
Nor did I like choose a tech option, which also would have given me invincibility and let me get away.
I mean, yeah, but he can tech chase that. Like, he can, if you tech, then he can just like wait a little bit and then do it.
Yeah, but I have a feling that he was not gonna react. I think that he was gonna pull the trigger on where I was.
No, but this is exactly what we're trying to avoid. We don't want to ascribe like, oh, my opponent sucks though, as the reason for like for us doing a play, because
gotcha.
Like, do you see how that's a bad plan? It's like we're relying on something completely outside our control here.
Yeah, and something subjective.
Yeah, it's like our opponent is so bad he cannot like wait like a third of a second and then click and then do the same thing he just clicked.
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
Like, that's not. Yeah. So at 0, what does Marth want on you?
Grab. Or just space me out with down tilt.
No, you only get to pick one.
Okay, he wants a grab.
Hell yeah. Why do you think I'm glad we picked that one. Why do you think I'm happy we picked that one? Give me your best guess.
I don't know. Because it's probably the option he gets the most off at 0?
Hell yeah, because if we make him do 3 down tilts to get us out of early game, is that really a bad thing?
No, it's not. I've definitely experienced that with Marth.
Also, I'm going to point something out here.
Yeah.
So why don't we think he can tech chase this?
I think he can. I just think that he's nervous and he's going to just
He doesn't look nervous. He does not look nervous. He does not look nervous. He's up 4-2. Like, what do nervous look like? Like, what does nervous look like to you?
I don't know. I think I'm definitely reading more into it than
I think you are.
Is actually the truth, but
so like, what do you? Okay, so there's another reason why I like the percents thing, because we can't ever truly know why our opponent is making the decisions they're making.
Right.
So we want to use the most consistent sources of information to distill their plays, so we can anticipate them better. The best thing for predicting how, like, what the opponent will do, I think, is how much reward is attached to a given option, like their given options. So this is why we defer to percent, because it is constant. The things that are good against Sheik at 57 are the same for this guy, that are the same for Zane, that are the same for Ossify, that are the same for Rishi. It doesn't matter. They're all Marth. Now, we can't know which ones they'll do, but this is why, like, as we gain information from this method, it helps us, like, you can kind of see how this kind of gives us a better picture of what our opponent goes for. Yeah. So with that said, let's finish this match, then I'm going to have you do it. Do you have any questions about the method though?
I think it would be helpful for me to kind of talk out, like, okay, I'm at 67 right now. He's looking for this option. Because I think it
That
kind of
is the
keeps me...
Yeah, that is the
Okay.
expectation. Yeah, like
Okay,
I'm not gonna
gotcha.
have you do this in your head. I want you to say it out loud.
Okay.
Because how can I know you're doing it if you don't like?
I actually, that's a great point. I didn't think about that.
That's all good.
I'd be like, I'll know, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to actually say it. So at 110, what does he want?
F smash, definitely. Or he wants a setup, but I don't think there's any setups that he can just do in neutral, so he really wants an F smash.
This
Or
guy
he wants a
seems
grab
this
and
guy
then
seems
smash.
actually kind of grabby and turtley. Like he is doing F smashes, but they are like off back throws or like in advantage state.
Okay.
He's actually like being pretty disciplined here. I don't know why you think this guy's so trash, but he doesn't look that bad to me.
Gotcha. Well, like right there, if I had hit that ledge dash, like that's a grab for me, right? Like if I just ledge dash and hold shield, which I feel like I've been doing a lot.
Okay, so he
I
chump.
just think that's a really risky option from him.
So he
That's
chump check.
often like.
So he
Yeah,
chump
he chump
checked
checked
you,
me.
but he's also got like a 3-2
Huge
lead,
lead.
a 3-2
Yeah.
lead with like 40 to your like 160, 140 or something. So I think that he
Right.
can take a risk there. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
Like I'm not saying you're wrong. I do agree that's a risky option, but he also has a good amount of health to play with here.
Yeah, 100%.
That said, that could be a way for you to get back into this game. So like, you know what?
Exactly.
I probably wouldn't do it if I were him, but I'm also not like he went for because he's not doing it here. You know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
you were already on stage and on the platform, it's a pretty safe F smash to miss. Honestly, if you're jumping around up there, so
Right.
it's yeah. So this is now when you start to claw back. Hell yeah, Sheik.
Yeah. I think because at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm so down that I'm no longer expected to win, and it takes that pressure off, and it lets me like choose smart options rather than trying to get out of the situation as fast as possible. Because now I know at this point I have to be like fairly patient if I want to win, right?
Yeah, you're like doing frame traps and stuff. Like you're doing actual things.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's
right
that
there
ledge
is I just did the thing that would beat him the other time, and then I tried to grab a little too fast, and I didn't quite get it.
Yeah, but like
And I
you're
know
also,
he wants to go for F smash, which is why I like go to the platform in that way.
yeah,
full hop, right?
you're like moving around him very deliberately to avoid like his kill moves. Like this is exactly what you do versus Marth. Like Marth
Yeah.
has very specific things that you have to avoid once you're over like 100, and yeah, you're doing a good job of that. So this is
Right.
good. This is solid play. But like,
But you see how it like takes the deficit to get this out of me? Like I wasn't doing this in the middle of the match.
yeah, this is how close to being PR'd are you?
Not very. Well,
Okay.
I don't know because like we have NMW in our region, and I've taken him to game 3 in a best of 3 several times. Like I've had last stock situations with people at the absolute top of our PR, but I still struggle with people outside of the PR, and
High
I
peaks,
haven't
low-
beat someone at the bottom of our PR in a while.
High highs,
So,
low lows. Got it. So like
Yeah.
you're like got it. So this is a variance thing. Okay, got it. So
Real quick, I also think that I really do well against people that I know, and I think that because I play those better players so often, I have like a way bigger edge against them than against someone that I don't know how to play against.
I think you're probably right, but I think that like this percent method will make a lot of sense because it gives us a way to sort of understand our opponent faster. And then like because I think that like really you're good because you know them. But like if we
Yeah.
have a more efficient way of getting to know our opponent, that can also work in lieu of, actually knowing them. Cuz really a lot of this game is information gathering.
Yeah.
With that in mind, yeah, so I think that, yeah, let me know how if you encounter any moments where you also feel like that, like where you start to like dismiss your opponent, flag those, like talk them through too, because I think that
Okay.
we need to get some of these thoughts on the inside out of you so we can actually engage some of them.
That's really clever. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
booting
this
up
is,
here.
this is
You
my
want-
job.
Like your full-time job?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wait, it's the counseling or therapist or what is it?
No, coaching. Melee coaching.
Oh. Oops. Okay, gotcha. Okay, how long have you been coaching, by the way?
A year.
Okay, and then you want me to just go into unranked?
Yeah.
Okay, can you see this? I don't know. I'm queuing.
I won't be able to see you queuing. Get out of here. Just go into like the game's versus mode. So not like the online stuff, but like as if you were playing at a Smash Fest or something.
And then melee?
Yeah, because I'll be able to see that. And then just start a match with any computer.
Okay. Okay, so you can see this.
Yep, we're fighting ice climbers. Yep, we're connected properly. You can quit out and then do unranked.
Okay, gotcha. Unranked. Okay, and here we go.
Mm-hmm. So why Sheik?
Oh god, that's...
Okay. You know what? Fight the fox. It's all good.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're at 0. What does he want?
He wants a grab, he wants a drill, he wants
That's it. You get 2. So grab and drill.
Okay, grab and drill. Yeah, you gotta drill.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna move a lot because both of those are committal options. So, fudge. So I just wanted him to like maybe miss one. Okay, here we go.
I feel like those are also options that are like not good at fighting. You know what I mean? Like if you just like back air or like F tilt or like up tilt, like those all line up well into him. So I would say
now I'm at 60. Now he wants a nair. Yep. Wow. I'm psychic. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I have given you the gift, but it is on you to use it for good.
Okay, hold on. See, he's gonna nair again. Okay, and now I'm gonna try to poof him at ledge. Nice.
Ooh, that was a
stall
really...
here a little bit,
and then
we're gonna sneak past him.
They always survival DI there. I always just fucking F tilt. After like the,
I've been down smashing more just in my combos because everyone thinks F tilt's coming and it pretty much hits the same spot. Okay, so here same thing. He wants those big items. Let's see if I can get him to come up to the platform. No, or at least he won't without doing an up air, which I don't want to engage with. Oh, I meant to double jump in back here. That's okay. He's at 45. He wants to grab. He wants to drill. Ah.
I was promised somebody who is raging. This is like very calm.
For now, yes, it is. Let's see. Okay, so he's gonna hit me off here. I'm gonna miss my ledge dash. Is what's gonna happen. Okay. Coming back. We want to tilt here.
So with the ledge,
the same thing.
I want to we'll take a pause with like the percent thing. I just want to ask you when you're at the edge. I noticed that's where like a lot of the mistakes seem to happen. I just wanted to ask, do you get nervous there?
I think so. I don't know how to measure it because it doesn't seem very conscious. Like, I know what I'm doing. So, maybe unconsciously, but I think also I've been having some more trouble at the ledge recently.
Do you take your eyes off the opponent there?
Yes.
Okay, try not to do that, and try to rely on the sound. Whenever a character grabs the edge, there's a sound they make.
Right.
So then and it always aligns with the first frame of you grabbing the edge, so it's very consistent. You don't... Oh, that approaching spot dodge was genius.
Thank you. I have been described as moments of brilliance in oceans of not brilliance.
I think that your gameplay is actually like fairly solid. Like I didn't see anything there other than the SDs that was like really glaring at all.
Yeah.
Like everything looks crisp. So,
okay.
With that in mind, let's fight it. So let's queue again. This time, let's pay attention. Let's actually go to training mode for just a second. Versus mode for just a second. Because I want you to try. With the computer on the screen, look at the computer and do a ledge dash.
Okay. Oh man, this is gonna be crazy. Like that?
Yeah, you just did it.
I was staring at the fox the whole time.
I know. So listen to the sound as a guide.
Oh wow. Wait, okay.
So the reason I think that... So how does it... So you kind of have to just like shut your eyes and let Jesus take the wheel. But like, this feels... Like, how does this feel?
Oh my god. Weird, but I could get used to it. I could practice this.
And does it? And do you, like, I feel like you're being more consistent than you were in those games.
Yeah, that's fair.
You haven't SD'd yet. The only things that the mistakes you've made have usually been like standing, which is like more okay. So we're okay. So there we have it. I jinxed it.
But I see your point.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go faster, which doesn't make sense, because if I'm already getting the resin perfectly, I shouldn't try to go faster.
Yeah, I think when we look at our character, we start evaluating them.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. And I think it also messes me up sometimes if there's, like, a really weird ledge interaction.
Mm-hmm.
The other difference, I guess, is depending on how I get to ledge, right? Because if I'm not just doing a Sammy stall, the timing
Well, so what I would say
for the
here
ledge
is...
dash would be different.
Well, I would say here it's like you can use the sound of when you grab the edge to, like, align for whether or not you're Sammy stalling or not.
Okay.
Because it's like the letting go happens at the same time anyway. So, like here, like you grab the edge awkwardly, just do a Sammy stall and then go.
True. That didn't work.
And just keep let's try that one more time. I want to see if we can get that last one. But, like,
yeah.
I just want to see if we can get it once. And then we're watching the fox, right?
Yep. Ooh, okay, I'm going a little fast on the, there we go.
Yeah.
We're going a little fast on that second stall. There we go.
Huh.
Uh-oh.
I think we've, like, overcorrected, and we're now being a little slow. It's just, like, slightly in the middle.
Okay.
There you go.
Like that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that looked perfect to me.
Okay.
Cool. Cool. So I think we need to get you, like, looking at different things on the screen. That's, like...
That makes sense.
That is my big takeaway. Like, we need to be more aware of what our opponent's goals are, and we need to be more aware of their position. We should not be looking at ourselves. We should have more we should have the confidence to execute our ledge dashes and not like move our gaze onto our character when we hit the ledge, because we're also losing vital information about, like, what the fox is doing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because I know a lot of time I'll ledge dash and he'll be in a position to, like, perfectly space around me. And I'm like, oh crap, like, I shouldn't have done that. And I think if I had just known, right, that he was going to be perfectly outspacing my full ledge dash, I would have just done, like, a shorter ledge dash and not been in up smash range.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, like, start making some key takeaways, because I like making these throughout. So
yeah.
Ledge dash cleanup. So we're gonna call this, we're gonna just state, keep your eyes on the opponent.
Yeah.
On the opponent, use the audio cue to to guide input timing.
Is there other things that I should be focusing on them more than myself? I know, like, kind of setting up for the tech chase, or, like, maybe recovering if we have, like, a trade.
I think that I almost never look at my character.
Okay. Interesting.
Who do you usually look at?
I try to watch both. I kind of, like, almost unfocus your eyes sort of thing, where you're trying to take both of them into account, because I think that you can just see, like, the geometry of the situation, and that can kind of trigger memories in your head of, like, oh, I remember when the screen looked like this before and he drilled, so I should do something to beat that.
You also get vertical spacing a lot, like, information, which is really, really handy. So I do like that. So the way I always do it is I kind of form a teardrop. I'll explain how it works. So you rest your eyes, like the center of your vision, on Fox.
Yeah.
And then keep Sheik in your peripheral and now move around.
Okay.
So you see how, like, the shape changes? Like the alignment, sort of. Based on how far...
Kinda.
Yeah. It's like the teardrop stretches or retracts, sort of. So, I think this is also a method that might make sense for us to, like, try out. Let's head into Unranked and test this out.
Gotcha.
Tactile. We're not gonna do the percents one for this one, because I don't want to overload you with, like, a million things all at once.
No, that's fine.
Yep. Point of focus.
We're just gonna watch them.
Exactly. I hear you. Are you making notes, or are you a box player?
I'm making notes. I wish I was a box player. I actually made myself a box. Okay. Watching him. Watching him. Watching him. Watching him. Watching him.
I like back air more than up air once you've done your up airs.
Yeah, well, I was really trying to go for an up smash and be cheesy.
Ah, very good. Why?
Because I think people don't respect the invincibility that move gets, and considering the way he DI'd the 3 up airs, I felt like he was just gonna stay in that position vertically. So I guess I assumed something about him.
Yeah. And like this is, I'm not saying that's not like a fair assumption, but I am saying that this is our like second stock against him.
No, that's fair.
I'm telling you, a world wouldn't have pain awaits him if you back air there.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you know. But like, yeah, like
I know. I usually try to do that. It's good for sharking, especially like Luigi, who can kind of have that nair under him.
I think
a little further for me.
I think that Sheik, Marth, and Falcon have a lot in common, and like one of the things they share is that they are the best shark. They just have like their sharking is a win condition unto itself.
Yeah, that's what I tell people in the inverse of this matchup. A lot of the Marths that try to get better because.
Nice save on your jump.
Okay, up smash if you can. Doesn't look like you can. Okay, here he comes. Okay, dash attack was a little further reach than I anticipated. It's okay. I'm just gonna get the ledge here. Nice. Okay. Okay. Got a little too tricky.
Instead of saying a little too tricky, just say like what happened. So like, what move did you like go for that maybe we shouldn't have gone for?
And now I don't even remember. Oh, I tried to shark him with a back air off stage when I could have just grabbed ledged and forced him on stage.
Yeah, so we
right, like this is kind of a checkmate situation. I should have reversed. I tried to reverse the fair. I've been meaning to learn that, so I'm glad I went for it there.
Yeah.
But I keep trying to. I need to threaten this space a little bit. Like I can't just let him totally back for free.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I should just have the patience to wait on the ledge.
Yeah, like basically we had a way to we had a guaranteed cover on the ledge, and we like gave that up to like to shark for like something that wasn't guaranteed. Nice up airs. Holy shit.
Oh, okay.
Your up airs are really good. Your up moves, like your juggling and sharking, is really good.
I also claw, which really helps with the up airs.
Nice, fellow clawer. Let's go.
Huh. Okay. I meant to down tilt there, that's okay. Okay, we're going to take the guarantee here. Alright, if I ledge solid correctly, I would have had it, but okay.
But that's just on us, like we just messed up our technique.
And I think it's also fine, like, I was trying to do something new and I was thinking about it, but I think after like 2 or 3 times, when it becomes more instinctive, I'm not going to really have that problem as much, so.
So let me ask you, if this had happened in just like a random play session, do you think there is a chance you might have gotten upset? If you won that SD?
No. It's not usually the SDs that make me angry. It's not being able to control the situation, and I know if I missed a ledge dash, like, that's on me. I should have fared there.
Up here.
Right. And the same thing, I didn't go for the guarantee there. I went for the timing. Okay, hold on, let me play this.
Just lock in.
He's retreating too much. Okay, that's fine.
If you want to fight him again,
I think that as long as I feel like I have some control, like if I miss my ledge dash, then it doesn't matter. But a lot of the time, if I get put in the blender, like especially Fox Punish Game, I made that note. That's kind of what gets me mad. Is I feel like no matter what option I pick, he just has 3, and it just makes it really frustrating because it's just so disadvantageous.
Okay, so do you want to look at the Fox game then?
That's a bad example of that, because I think that I actually played really well. But I can try to find it. I think... I don't know if I have any where I played... Oh, I guess me against Philip. Do you want to replay of me against Philip, or is that not helpful?
I've never looked at a game review of someone versus Philip, but I don't see why it wouldn't be. Like,
Okay.
Like, it's not the best,
There's
but
one.
because there's no human element, but, like, it is
Yeah.
still, like... You know what? This is just mechanics. We're fine. We can make this work.
Because I think it's like, obviously Philip is overwhelming me every single one of these games, and I think that brings out worse habits of me trying to scramble and like get an edge back in a not like very helpful way.
Yeah,
right?
so let's
Like
start...
a panic.
Let's start with this. So, let's watch like how we open this game. So, what does he do?
Okay. Wait, let me make sure I can see your screen. Hold on. I think I might have did. Are you? Because you are sharing your screen right now, right?
Yeah, click our name. Like, click our
Okay,
names.
there we go. Got it.
Okay, so
Yes.
so here.
Sorry, I charge needles.
And what does he do?
He takes center.
I think he does more than take center. I think he like rushes over to you.
Okay, gotcha. Because I was charging needles, and he kind of took advantage of that.
Yeah, like you're doing something passive on a platform. You can't because of how you're situated. You can't really like do anything. Like you're far back, yes, but like you can't use the needles really effectively in this spot. So you've
Right.
stored them, and that's I'm not saying this is like a terrible play or anything. Like it's okay, but I think that like this invites the fox to rush in, and we're not prepared for that.
Okay.
So like what could, after we do that, if we see him run in, what should we do instead?
One of them, if we really think he's going to run in, is like run off the platform to the right and back air.
I love that. What if we're not
Okay.
sure?
Shield, and
Yeah.
then shield drop maybe?
Yeah.
Or I guess jump is a little committal, but is another one.
So why is jump committal? Like why is like what type of jump? Are we thinking short hop, right?
Sure, yeah, we can say short hop.
So why is jump committal?
Because Sheik's drift is poor, so it makes it way easier for him to follow our position or get his spacing how he wants it, unless I double jump, which is like even more risky.
Okay, but we're not going to be in the air for very long. Because
Okay.
like I'm thinking we just like so we dash jump here, we go up here, and then we
I
just
see.
then we just go across the platform and come down over here.
Okay.
And then we have needles protecting us.
Right. Got the triangle.
Yeah. We have the Sheik triangle like working for us. So like I don't think that this is that risky. Like I don't think jumping here is like that risky. I think that it's more just like is jumping really what we want to necessarily be doing versus Fox? And like I think actually yes, because we don't really have our ground moves yet. So I would also say that like Shield just like dash dancing around here and like using the teeter here to like lean off the platform, like that's pretty good. The idea here is that we're trying to like, because there's kind of a few like schools of thought on how you play this situation. You can just head over here, take the ground, and go from there. I don't love that just because we don't really want the ground yet.
Yeah.
The other one is go off, like kind of like go off over here, but this is a read. Like we need to, like we don't know that he's really gonna like come in like this. I think what makes that said, back airing down like this to guard this territory isn't actually that bad because back air is really hard to punish. Like it's just so big and like it's big, disjointed, hits on 4, L cancels for 8, like just insane move. The other thing, but like what I like about this is we don't have to necessarily go for it right away because we could still just hold the position we have on the platform. Like if we set up shop here, we still keep the option, like, and specifically, like, bias it over here. We still keep the option to, like, avoid fill here or run off the side of the platform. We also still can, like, potentially shield drop and flip the situation on him. Like, if we dash forward shield, he does this thing, then we, like, drop through. Like, we just keep all of our options in this spot. You see what I mean?
Yeah. I usually don't like that, especially with like the fountain plat heights, because I feel like he can poke a lot with up tilt and stuff beneath us.
Okay. But if he's up tilting beneath us, and then we just wave dash out of the way and back air him. Like we just get to come off this, like if he's up tilting like here, right? We just come off the side of the platform and kick him.
Yeah. Or even if we time it, I feel like you could even get a grab in.
Yeah. And him coming up here with full hop is really good for us if we're shielding here, because if he full hops and we shield drop down, like, preemptively, or, like, when we don't get hit, or just if he does a rising aerial, like, him suddenly being on this platform while we're here is really good for us. because we have our up tilt, we've got our up smash, we've got like our short hop aerials, we're cooking. We're very, very happy with this spot. So I think there's kind of like a positional like switcheroo thing that you can play for where you're trying to get the fox to come up here. So that you can like then pressure from here. You can also just like move to the side and stay lateral. I really like this spot. I think that this is like one of the this is one of the main positions that makes this like this level worth playing as Sheik.
Specifically on Fountain, you're saying?
Yeah, because you can kind of like yank like Yoshi's. You can do similar things, but it's not as good because you don't have the option to just like go from here over here and then reset. But yeah, like I'd say like Fountain is like a little like Yoshi's. This kind of works. Fountain and Stadium, it sort of works, but Fountain is really like the best example because it just has like this extra luxury of the platform here.
Okay.
And this is your diagram because you get to keep the diagrams.
Yay!
No problem. So I like what you're. So I like the decision to like stay above the platform when you're getting comboed by him. And like, cause he's coming to the front, out the sides, it gives you a nice smash DI to work with. This makes sense. And then the platform being here, like by being between these platforms, you have the top and the side to land on, which also like gives him things to think about too. This is good.
Right. I can also guarantee that that was not in my head that I consciously chose to stay there. I think I was just spamming SDI up.
You were just like, please, Philip, stop.
Exactly.
But like, it's still a good play you did, even if you didn't know like why you were doing it.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm also going to comment is like DIing Fox's throw.
I have a lot of trouble with this.
So, okay, got it. So my question here would be, what do you think gets in the way? Because like, how to DI this presumably?
I want to say out.
Well, it's like just behind him or in front of him. Like it's a 90 degree, right? So it's just like left or right. But my question here is like, so you know how to do it. Do you know when you have to do it?
Relative to when he grabs me?
Well, relative to when you're thrown.
I guess not. It has to be on like frame 5, right? Of the throw?
I think you have to have the direction held on the last frame before you're thrown.
Okay.
So,
I see.
Because his throw is so fast, it's usually good to just preemptively DI for his throw if we're in a situation where it's likely for us to get grabbed, or where if there's a chance that we might get grabbed.
Right, and I think I'll do that if it's like really telegraphed.
Mm-hmm.
But I see what you're saying. It's kind of like with Ice Climbers, how for wobbling, you used to like pre-mash at 0 if you know that you did like a bad aerial or something.
Yeah, or like holding to the side in Fox Puff or Falco Puff. When you're when you're engaging her shield. Yeah, absolutely. So what are some spots where he's like grabbing you where like we're missing the DI? Because I think that's like a thing that makes sense. So we'll just let's keep an eye out for that, because I think that will help you not get put into the Fox blender.
Okay.
Because like the difference between Fox being able to up throw up air Sheik at like 20 and him having to like do weird nair shit at 20 is like very, very big.
Let's see.
Okay.
So that was a shine grab.
Gotcha. So let's look at this. So shine grab. So when this shine hits your shield, what are you trying to do?
I probably roll.
Okay.
If he shines, I'm thinking he's going to shine or he's going to aerial out of that position. And I guess if he shines, I won't necessarily have time to roll out, but otherwise I should.
Well, you don't really care if he shines a second time and he hits your roll, right? And he's not going to be able to do anything with that. He's just like, used his pressure string to do like 4 damage. That's fine.
Right.
How do you feel about wave dashing here?
I could. I think that I was maybe more hesitant to do it against Philip, but I think it's definitely good, especially if they're more to the right. Like, if the horizontal distance is greater when they hit this shine, it's definitely more encouragement to wave dash, but it can be really good because then they aerial in place, like you're at a perfect distance to grab or something.
The other cool thing is if you do a long one, you're also like you're also inputting the DI for the throw.
Okay, interesting.
Right? Because like
option select, yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is that, like, even if you, like, so for this, if you're buffer rolling, you could still input the directional input, just like you just hold both sticks together.
I see.
So then you can also option select off of that.
Okay. Hold on, I want to write that down too. Okay, cool. And then I get grabbed again there.
Yeah.
But that's kind of it's a tougher, I think. Let's see though.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. What happened here? So this one was okay. So what if we held our what if I tilted our shield to buffer the shield drop setup?
Then we could escape right when we see him land.
Yeah, and then we can also we're also like if he does get the grab, we're also DIing to a side.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
So what are we learning?
To take some of these spots and thinks about how we can kind of incorporate more defense into the things we're already doing, so that we're option selecting, like good options while we're doing whatever else we're doing.
Yeah, I call these maintenance habits. Because they're like, it's okay. Like maintenance habits I feel like are, it's like when you're like Fox and like you're getting comboed off stage and like you just shine, like the opponent's coming in with like some close to their body move that like will kill, it's definitely going to connect, but you try to input the shine anyway.
Yeah.
Because like why not, right? Like what else are you going to do?
A million times you hit it and it's really helpful.
Yeah, and like it doesn't cost you anything either. Because like if you're dead, you're dead. If they get it, they get it. So like,
right.
Oh well. It's also, I would also say that, like, C-sticking down when we're doing certain, like, when we're, dashing in certain spots, or, like, forward tilting, or whatever, like, you know what I mean? It's just, like, it's just things that we do that don't cost us anything, but they improve our defense. Now, there are subtle costs to, like, angling your shield and stuff, but I feel like the biggest thing I'm noticing is that you get into spots and you're and you're very still, like that top platform, but like we could be playing in a way to like give ourselves more like flexibility with how we choose to escape.
Right. That makes sense, because I think that I just go into a very primal mode of like shield, roll, spot dodge are my only ways to escape, and not everyone is like frame perfect on their punishes.
So defense cleanup. I think that like basically like shield like how would we like phrase this? Like how much do you ASDI down actually? You claw, so like
yeah. No, I think a decent amount. I have kind of troubles with autopiloting it because it only works up until around like 20, and then some things will start breaking it.
Is that a problem?
I think it depends on the matchup. I think that against Marth, it was a problem for me because I would try to ASDI down a Nair and then just get knocked down and I'm right in front of Marth, and then that turns into like a combo for them sometimes. But against certain things, it's not. If I tech it especially, like if I try to wave dash.
No, that's actually really funny. You can actually make that Nair thing not a problem if you just ASDI down, and then when you get hit, you just shield.
Right, because it's 2 hits and the first one's weak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
Does that work with Falcon there? I don't think it does, because I think the first hit scales, doesn't it?
No, it does not.
Maybe. Oh, wow, interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely it works with him.
Okay. Yeah, the combination of holding down and shield in defensive situations has a lot of merit, certainly.
Yeah, so ASDI down, like I'm going to say continue to, defense cleanup, continue to expand upon option selects. Option selects by investigating where, other spots where ASDI down plus shield can mitigate incoming damage or deny follow up. E.g. Marth Nair, Falcon Nair.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that seems like a good one. Okay, so one other thing I want to ask about What is the scariest position for... Let's actually look at this, game of you versus the fox, because I think one of them goes to last stock. So I feel like the fox will have some plays in it that are, like, not atrocious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious, what do you think the best spots are to be relative to fox? Like, what's your what's your spacing plan here?
I would say at a position where his grab or shine doesn't hit, like right outside that range is pretty good. And I think at a range where he can't, like running short hop nair you and then hit shine after is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So close but not too close, and then like further away where you can play more reactive to kind of whatever he goes for.
Okay. Gotcha. So I have a question for you. So we have Sheik here in this position. And you do a good job of getting down from her. What is...
Yeah.
So, if Sheik... If you turn around so that you're facing him with back air, what does he have that beats your back air?
Not much. He would have to kind of just stay there and try to... like, if I do an instant back air, he can kind of time coming in when the move ends.
Wouldn't it just
Are you saying with him still on the platform?
Well, yeah, because he's on the platform. I'm saying you turn around and do it
it's a
now.
pretty free poke.
Yeah. So, why are we not turning around?
I think because I want a bigger fish. I want him to fall through and grab him, or I want him to do something on platform where I can like up air and try to get like a bigger punish off.
Okay, but he's not at up air percent. He's one below, so we need another hit.
Okay, gotcha.
So like, here's something I want to point out. The back air is a free hit that then turns on our up air, makes our back air knock over,
Makes F tilt knockdown.
Makes F tilt knockdown, makes like fucking 6 moves like go online for taking that back air.
Okay. This is a big click for me. This is a big moment. This is making a lot of sense of like trying to weigh the way that neutral will go in the future based off this hit. Like, this actually is very important if I hit this back air, not because it gets me in a better position, like in terms of XY coordinates, not because it leads to a big combo, but because it opens up a lot of my other neutral options.
Yeah, bear here, so it basically turns on, like, what does it turn on? So we have, like, let's make a list. F tilt.
Yeah.
Up air. Bear knockdown.
And is this from true crouch or no? This is
ASDI down. Like, we're clear. We're definitely not working with true crouch. But Fox is seldom true crouching.
Yes.
What else do we get? He's at 35.
Probably Nair. Not that that's like too helpful, but that's just
no. Nair is 35. Nair is exactly 35. So we get Nair 2. Technically, no, dash attack already works. I think he can't like hold down on. I think that like up smash is better for some reason. Is that cap? It's probably cap. Anyway,
I wouldn't know.
Anyway, like 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 moves that just became like killers because we did this.
Yeah.
And the cool thing here is like the fun does not technically stop there because we're also significantly closer to a bunch of other critical breakpoints. Like down tilt. Down tilt I believe is what, like 40 like 38 or something?
That sounds right.
Yeah, 40. It's exactly 40. So we're like 5 so in this situation, in this hypothetical, we'd be 5 from D tilt. We'd be if you get 35, so we would be 16 from, or 17 from from dash attack being like super good. Like, I think that's around the time. It's like 52ish, where it's like where ASDI down doesn't actually like cling anymore, so they just get popped up. So like
unless they do a weird like sideways SDI and then it works till 63.
Yeah,
one's gonna be. They have to hard read that, which I don't think anyone's gonna do.
Well, yeah, like what I'm saying is these are available in neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, this is, like, significantly more powerful. If we just, like, if we look for this grab and we don't get it, like, what are we fighting with? We're fighting with our spaced but not knockdown, like, not combo starting back air. We
Right.
do not have we have our up tilt, I guess. We always have up tilt. And I guess we have down smash and technically dash attack, though it is attackable.
Yeah.
This is not terribly exciting.
But this, what I'm looking at on the screen, all these moves, these are exciting ones because they also turn into a lot of other hits.
Yeah, so this is a matter of like long-term value, like long-term value evaluation, or judgment, I guess.
Okay.
Because like the grab, yes, the grab is flashy. The grab potentially takes the stock, but like you have it's one move. It's the only move that does take the stock. It's probably like he probably understands you want that move, like very, very badly. And if we just take the free bear, then we have like 6 other things we can hit him with.
Right.
Yeah. And we get the grab, but like, if this doesn't kill him, like, you know what I mean? Like
it
this
doesn't kill him.
like this was really that 51 is not that different than like that 35. If we think about breakpoints, like it's really just 2 moves that are like.
No, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't think that, like, because in my head I think I should play and practice in a way that, like, one day I can just tech chase like J-move, and then the grab is worth it there because it leads into way more, right? Like,
I agree with that, but like again, a lot of the things we're turning on are knockdown moves, so we have then more ways to get the grab.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like, because if we can hit, if like F tilt, back air, nair, dash attack, grab all lead to like infinite death, then like that is much easier to like hit. Oh, and up tilt, I guess. Like that and up air. Like that's way easier to work with than like grab and maybe falling fair if we're lucky, and maybe falling back air if we're lucky, and up tilt lead to death.
Yeah. That was a crazy dare.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely I was not thinking when I did that.
Yeah. That said, I think that this is actually going to give you a lot to work with, because I think that like I think like that percent thing is really like a fundamental part of the character. It's one like managing what moves you're unlocking with your hits, like in a strategic way. It's a lot of Sheik has a lot of depth there. It's a really useful skill. And I think it's one of the most rewarding parts of the character, because when you get really good at it, you can start like planning when you're doing the aerial that puts them into like the party percent. You can try to like put them in spots where you connect the aerial, and then you can play for one of those things like power hits you've unlocked. So like a common one is like, so a common one would be like if pretending the characters aren't on the screen where they are. If Fox is here at the very edge of the platform, and you're like, and you've already nicked him with like a nair or something, so he's at 14. If you like if you're below him and you short hop falling back air and push him off of it, he's at 28. Now all of a sudden he's in the air over here. He might, like, if he slides off, he might be actionable, but you have F tilt. So like all of a sudden you're like playing for like an actual threat. You could also short hop back air again, like instant back air. And that also leads to a knockdown. So you see what I mean by like we're creating spots later in the game. Like we're like there's skill in creating spots where the power hit is part of the trap. Like the power hit we're unlocking is part of the trap, and like and that's how you snowball.
I feel like it'd be helpful. You almost want like an on-screen cue that like Sheik turns red when your opponent's at a certain percent, so you know that you're like in the, you know. I see what you're saying though. It powers you up even though there's no like cue for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sheik goes into like Sheik's whole thing, in my opinion, is that she has the worst early game out of all the top tiers. But her mid game and late game are fucking wild. Like she's so sick. So
that's where I feel like she can keep up with Fox, is those last hit situations. Like playing Sheik in a last hit situation feels so good.
Yeah, so like how would we word this one? I'm gonna say a percent unlock, percent unlocking expansion, and then like how do we word what we're doing here?
Like what do you mean?
So like with this concept, like because we're roughly at time, I think. Yeah. So like how would we word that? What we're gonna do? Like how would we turn this into an actionable for you to do, basically? Because like
one is, I think, just kind of like look at the way everything knocks down and try to like come up with routes that can occur. And I think another one is I watch myself and I watch other Sheiks, and I pause every 15 seconds and I go like, what can I do here to take advantage of this spot? Or, like, what are some percents that I'm really close to that, like, oh, if I bear him right now, then he'd be at 30%. Or, like, I only need 2 more percent to get him to 24. Like, maybe just throw a needle, because if it hits, suddenly F-tilt knocks down. That'd be really helpful.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to say explore novel ways of creating set play traps.
Is that what it's called? I'm trying to...
Yeah. I mean, like,
Okay.
set play is like all the autopilot stuff. So it's like all
Yeah.
the like the B&Bs, tech chasing, 1-2 punches.
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like where we can take safe low percent hits like fair bear up tilt and create and then play for the power hit we've unlocked. E.g. E.g. F tilt, dash attack.
Yeah.
Knockdown bear, knockdown strong bear, etc.
Yeah.
And then let's see here. Let's also make a note of, hit prioritization. Hit prioritization. Yeah, like just like take aerials where offered in early game. Take free aerials where offered. Free aerials or needles where offered, or stacks of needles. Because we don't want to shoot individuals; those are inefficient. But like, take free arrows or stacks of needles where offered in early game, especially if able to unlock key neutral game tools based on a percent breakpoint.
Okay.
Breakpoint, and then I'll say in bracket, Fox on platform at 21 example.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there we go. So, take a look at the takeaways, tell me what you think, and let me know if there's anything you want to add. And, yeah, I'm going to hit cut on the recording, though.
Okay.